that how ironic it is that I will be talking to you about the power of words by using words. When talking about words, I find it important to realize that humans created the concept of language and words for the sole purpose of communication. We defined and created words from the longest numio ultramicroscopic silica volcanoconiosis to the word cat. However, in every single one of the millions of words that we created, there's a hidden meaning. And that's why words are so powerful. I would like to tell you all the story of Sean. Sean sells drugs and is always on the corner. Sean is gang affiliated. Sean also has tattoos all over. I bet you with the information that I gave you, you probably have an image of Sean in your head. Probably labeling him as dangerous, maybe even deeming him as a criminal in your mind. Sean is probably Black or a person of color, but what if I told you my friend Sean was white? Ask yourself, were you really expecting that? I shared this to illuminate two messages. One, how words can allow you to create an image in your head. Isn't just that fact showing the true power of words? Two, how easily I can manipulate your beliefs with what information I choose to reveal and what information I choose to keep hidden. What if I told you Sean has tattoos filled with the memories of dead friends and relatives? What if I told you Sean joined a gang for a sense of family that he never had? What if I told you Sean sells drugs to support his family and put his sister through college? Does that change your mind about him? I hope you're beginning to see the true power of words. Something that I have learned to appreciate is the connotation and denotation of a word. Consequently, one of my favorite quotes is, "Words so innocent and powerless as they are, as standing in a dictionary, how potent for good and evil they become in the hands of one who knows how to combine them." Nathaniel Hawthorne. Undoubtedly, we can examine the true power of words by looking at history, or maybe just looking at the fact that I'm talking to you right now, and hopefully you're understanding me. Just 86 years ago, a man used the power of words to commit genocide. He convinced thousands of people to murder over 6 million innocent ones. Hitler managed to convince people to murder children, women, the elderly, and men. Similarly, we can examine the true power of words during the late 17th and early 18th centuries. The N-word is derived from the Spanish word for Black, which is negro. So how did this word, which was originally so innocent, become a derogatory term? The N-word was used to dehumanize Black people. It was used to justify the enslavement of countless people for the sake of greed and laziness. This is exactly how and why words are so powerful. The history of our world is present in the words that we speak. So today, arguably, when a Black person uses the N-word, it has become a symbol of empowerment. It represents that we took back the word that was once used to isolate us and deem us as less than human. While today, when a white person uses the N-word, regardless of how many Black friends she or he has, or if he or she is just singing along to their favorite rap song, it symbolizes over 400 years of systematic oppression. Words are never just words. Equally as important, it's vital to realize what words are omitted. For example, Black history in the curriculum or the lack thereof. In my history class, we spent several months on slavery, and I find it crazy how such a large part of American history was based on the enslavement of a group of people, despite the fact that Americans came to this country seeking freedom. However, I digress. The fact that outside sources teach me more about my history than the place where I spend 8 hours, 5 days a week is a problem. In my opinion, it shows an attempt to erase history or rewrite it. The lack of certain words or the constant repetition of others allows us to play into stereotypes. For example, teaching a young child that all of his history is just slaves in the civil rights movement is not enough. Instead, we should teach him that his ancestors were powerful people, kings and queens. Okay, finally, I'm sure many people know about the high incarceration rates of African Americans and the thousands of Black people getting murdered by police officers who rarely serve a prison sentence. This is the narrative that Black people are criminals. Criminals are defined as someone who has committed a crime. Trayvon Martin, a 17-year-old Black boy who was walking home from the store, was robbed of his life and his future prosperity because of the one word, criminal, which is associated with his skin. How does this all connect to the power of words? It shows how much of our livelihood is based on words, whether it is said, written, or just admitted. I will never forget his name, Trayvon Martin, because names are words, and with words, there is power. So with the memory of his name, I have power. I started out by pointing an irony, so I wanted to end with it. We are the ones who created words, yet they have so much power to change and persuade us. What I want all of us to take away from my speech is that words are truly powerful. With our words, we have the strength and potential to make a difference. I have learned so much about the world that we live in, not only by just paying attention to the words that we speak, but also to the history of these words, the hidden meanings and the connotations. And I hope you can learn as much as I have and more. And I hope you can learn as much as I have and more through that too. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Melita, for that powerful talk.